It's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled. Mark Twain. Yeah, yeah, once again, I mean, very prophetic. Pretty on point. Cause oh, wow. That's a lot. I mean, it's interesting because it's coming from a website that says arcatheist.com at the bottom. But the interesting part is I don't think that this has anything to do with God or without believing in God. You could definitely apply this to religion. It's pretty easy to apply this to religion, especially in the fundamentalist and extremist sense. That is due to the fact that they want to take out more conservative values and principles in various religions. You can definitely see how those things go awry and those things go to the point where there is no return. There is a point of no return, which is bad because moderation always should be exercised within the various respects of a religious belief system, but it isn't. Outside of this, once again, we dwell in the realm of not believing in God and politics more often than not, it's worship the state and a belief system based on the moral principles of political outlooks, which is just as foolish. To be fundamentalist extreme in that sense. If you don't draw a hard party line, or if you don't draw hard issues towards things, and I get it, there's definitely things that relate to that in a religious sense. Uh, but when it's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled, oof, oof, like they're already fools. Like you can't do much of anything. And those are usually the people saying things like, "Well, it's coded now. It's code word now." But it's the racial stuff. It's the conspiracy theorist stuff. It is criticizing critical thinking. It is criticizing the narrative. And that perceived narrative is just, once again, they have definitely been fooled. And I'm not just talking about like the left and the right. Most people who are moderate and normal people realize that, and that's a good majority, which is very, very good to know. Thank God. That there's people that know the people that have been fooled, and you try to help those people out. And I think that this circles back to the religious aspect of it, because you want to help those out that have been lost and to bring them back to a sense of, well, purpose and a sense of, you know, feeling good about something, feeling fulfilled. You can't find that in secularism or the political sphere, but you could try. You can try. You'll just keep being fooled. I mean, and you'll just end up fooling yourself again and again and again. So it's some. I mean, I shouldn't laugh at it. It's kind of maybe kind of dark to laugh at, but it's also uh, knowing better. I mean, I'm not saying I know better, but it's wisdomatic to know that you have been fooled, to realize that you have been fooled, but it's also easier to just fool people straight up believe it hook, line, and sinker, and then fool them all over again with something different. So there's that. And that's, interestingly enough, coming from a great American author.